What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, SMARONENINE. So in today's video, I'm back with another Mudrunner editor tutorial for you. What I'm going to show you guys in this one is how I bring Spintires maps over to Mudrunner and rebuild them and re-release them for the Mudrunner community. I've been getting asked how this is done. It's actually very easy to get Spintires maps into Mudrunner, but it's a lot of work to rebuild them and you know, re-release them. And I'm going to get into all that with you guys today. So let's not waste time. Let's jump right into this. So what are you going to need to rebuild Spintires maps? Well, you're going to need Spintires maps, of course. The easiest way to find them, guys, is just jump on Google and search Spintires map downloads. There's tons and tons of websites. You got World of Mods, ST Mods, Mudrunner Mods. You shouldn't have a problem finding old Spintires maps. The other thing you're going to need is you're going to need the SpinMod itself. I'll have a link in the description of this video to the version I use. It's not the newest version, but in my opinion, it's the best working version. So you're definitely going to need that. So I already downloaded two maps. I got Terra Verde and I got Plains Trail map. The reason I did two is because you're going to encounter two different types of maps when you download Spintires maps. I went ahead and extracted them so you can delete the zips. So like I said, there's two types of maps, and if I bring up Plains, slide this over, and we click this, and you see he's just got a levels folder, that means he's using no custom objects on this map. Whereas if I click on Terra Verde, you'll see he has the classes, meshes, and textures. That means he is using custom models on this map, and I'll show you how to do both. So you got your maps all extracted, you're ready to go. Just go ahead and click the SpinMod, and the first thing you'll want to do is click Tools and Level Editor, and you're going to hit this little browse. Mine are on the desktop, so we'll start with Plains. Click that, click the levels, and you'll see this STG file. When I click open, right in this bottom corner, it's going to say loading blocks right there, and boom, the map is in the SpinMod. Now what does the SpinMod do? It gets you the pre-build folders. You can't rebuild a map without pre-build folders. So the next thing you want to do is go up to File and go to Export Pre-Build and just save them right to your desktop. You don't have to change anything else. And same thing, when I hit save, you're going to see loading blocks, and you'll see two files appear right there. Loading blocks, and there they are. There's our pre-build folders. So that's what you need to rebuild a map. And since we're right here, we'll do Terra Verde as well. Alright, levels, and there's the STG. Just hit open, loading blocks, file, export pre-build, desktop, save. Same thing. And there we go. We got all of our files that we need. Slide this over for a minute. Alright, so with maps that don't have custom objects, you can go ahead and delete the original folder. You don't need that anymore. The maps that do, keep that folder right there. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is open up the editor, and we got two maps, so we're going to create two mods. All right, so just come up to here, right click on mods, create new, and do it one more time, create new. And we want to remember these two numbers. So you just really need to know the last three, FBA and F9E. Go ahead and close that. Then you want to open up your Mudrunner directory, go to Media, Mods, and you want to find those coded folders. Mine will be way at the bottom. There's FBA, and I think it was F9E. Yes. So when you're in there, just right click, go to New and Folder, and you want to call it Pre-Build. Like so, and then grab your two files. We'll start with Plains, drag and drop them, and there we go. And we'll do the same with Terra Verde. Right click, New, Folder, like so, and we'll drag and we'll drop them in there as well. Alright, so now before we get to the custom models, let's go ahead and open up the maps. Now I'll show you, so it's basically already done. We got the maps in there. We'll start with We'll start with plain since it doesn't have any. So just go ahead and double click this. You just want to hit these little pluses next to the mod. Click that, then click the pre-build, and then just double click. And you're going to get this thing that pops up. And just hit yes. And there we go. It's building the map from Spintires. Hopefully it does it. Sometimes you won't see the map right in the background. But with this one, you're going to. Okay, so maybe Terra Verde will show it. I just wanted to talk about that real quick. All right, so let's take these pins off. And basically, guys, this is what you get. So this is what I mean by there's still a ton of work to do. So the only thing you're going to get from the original map is you're going to get all the stock models. You're going to get all the geometry. You're going to get any drawn trails like this using materials. And you can see the beach down here. But what you're not going to get is you're not going to get overlay trails. You're not going to get no water. You're not going to get basically nothing. No trees, no plant life. So you got to redo all of that. That's why I tell everybody it's just as fast to build a brand new map as it is to rebuild a map. I enjoy rebuilding maps. I like to try to make them better than the original if possible. It's something I'm really into. So basically when I open up a brand new map from Spintires, the first thing I'm doing is going through and getting rid of everything I don't want. Like I don't know what this big X is. So I'm going to click that. I'm going to come up here. I'm going to delete that. Then I'm going to click this one. I'm going to come up here. I'm going to delete that as well. So basically I'm going to get rid of everything I don't want. All these stock rocks, I hate the stock rock models. So I'm going to sit here and I'm going to delete every single one of these off the map. Unfortunately, you got to go one by one. You can come up here and just go down through the list. It makes it a little bit easier. And just sit there and delete every single one. That's how I prep a map to get ready to rebuild. So I'm going to get rid of everything I don't want, and then I'm going to fix everything I don't like. Like, for example, this river bend, he's got materials kind of squared off on the sides. On his map, he just covered it up with trees. You could do that too, but I want to fix that. I want to make it look better. And then I got to find the trails. Like, he used an overlay right here. So now I have to recreate the overlay or draw out a trail. Like I said, guys, so it's a lot of work to rebuild a map, but that's basically it. So let's go ahead and rebuild and save, and then we'll jump over on the other one with custom models. Alrighty, so that's done. Let's go ahead and save it. Alright, so I like to just close it and reopen it, because sometimes switching between maps, the editor will crash on me. So that's how you do one without, and now one with. Just double click that, hit yes. So the custom models he used on this map will appear for me because I already have all these rock models in my editor already. So they're going to appear for me. For you, they probably won't if you don't have these custom models. And this is what I was talking about in the last map. I was hoping you'd see this. So if you ever open up a map and you don't see anything here, just double click anywhere up here with your left clicker, and it'll put the map right up. So close that. And as you can see, like, these are all custom models, these rocks. So if we pull it back, same thing. You're going to get all the geometry. You're going to get any drawn trail, which unfortunately Nick's used a lot of overlays on this trail. So you can see he only has a little bit of dirt here. I know there's an overlay going down here. There's no water that's supposed to be in here. So, I mean, you're not going to get water. I think you do get mud. Let me just check really quick. Yes, so you get the mud. But, yeah, so it's a lot of work. But, so if you don't have these rock models, these are the custom. I think this is the only custom object he's using on this map. But if you zoom all the way in, if you don't see the rocks, you should still see these white lines all over the place. And that'll tell you that there's a custom model there. And if you do see these white lines, if you click anywhere, and you'll get this circle with the green, blue, and red, you should still see that as well. So you'll know there's a custom model there. Let's pull it back, and I'll show you how to get those custom models onto the map. So I like to rebuild and save with anything I bring into the editor, just so it's, you know, stamped and in the editor. Let it catch up. All right, so we'll hit save and we'll close that. All right, so what you want to do on the desktop is go ahead and create a new folder really quick and just call it models and just set that aside for now. Now go up to your Mudrunner directory, hit media, mods, and then you want to go down to the map with the custom objects. I can't remember which one it was. Is it this one? Yes. So pull that over and then bring up the original Terra Verde. Double click that. And then if you hold your control key on your keyboard, just click classes, meshes, and textures, and go ahead and right click copy, and then come over here and click anywhere in the dark, right click, and then hit paste. And what that's going to do is going to put the custom objects into your map files. So then hit your up key once, and then hit it again, and then hit it one more time until you see media, and then click media. And then this is your editor. This is all the files for your editor. So if I go ahead and click classes and models, these are all the custom models I have in my editor that I've collected over the years. So like I said, if I download a Spintires map, chances are I already have the custom models they're using. But if this is your first time, you want to get it right on this page. Let me make sure. Right here. So I always go right to the main thing and then hit media. So right here. Now you want to take these same three. Just again, control, classes, meshes, textures. Right click, copy. And then anywhere in the dark, just right click and paste. I'm not going to do it. I already have these models in my editor. But go ahead and hit paste. And once you do that, the files are in your map files and they're in your editor files. So close, close. And then go ahead and reopen your map. And when you open Terra Verde this time, or any map you have, and if you still don't see the models on the map, if they're not appearing, you might still just see the white lines. Just go ahead and right click and rebuild. And once it's done, all them custom models, if you did it right, should appear. And then you'll be able to see everything you got, and then you can start rebuilding away. We'll hit save. There's one more thing I want to show you in here because it will pose a problem for anybody. So if you download a Spintires map and you look at the name of it, like if I bring up the other one, so you see how level plains trail map, everything's lowercase, everything's spaced correctly and named correctly for Mudrunner. This one will not. It's level underscore. He used a capital T, there's a space, and there's a capital V. That would work in Spintires. It ain't gonna work on Mudrunner. And how you know it ain't gonna work is if I come down and I try to add a distribution, like plants or trees or anything. I'll go ahead and click here and we'll try to name it. DSTR tree1.tga, and when I hit enter, it's going to say choose a level subfolder. It took me forever to figure out what the problem was and what this was, so I'll show you what it is really quick, so we don't have to save yet. So what it is, it's the way the map is named. So you want to click on your Mudrunner editor directory, go to media, mods, go to the map folder. Again, I can't remember which one it is. Okay, right here. So once you're in here, just go to levels. So you got to rename these files. So just left click, level underscore, we'll just go Terra. And then go ahead and copy this. And then click, and paste. You don't want to get rid of the .stg. You want to leave that. Then up click, and then you want to go down to pre-build folder and do the same thing in here. Click, right click, paste. Click, right click, paste. Done. Okay, so now we'll jump back in the map one more time. We'll open it up. Now you can see it's called level underscore Terra. And now when we go to add a distribution, click, .tga, now it will work because then the map is named correctly. So if you ever get that problem, that subfolder shit, that's why it's how it's named. So Mudrunner you have to use lowercase. There can't be any spaces, nothing like that. And remember, this ain't the name of your map. This is just the name of the file. You name your map in the strings folder, which I have tutorials on how to do that as well. All right, so that's pretty much it. We'll go ahead and rebuild and save this. So I would have already rebuilt this map, Terra Verde, but Nick's already rebuilt it himself. This is one of his better maps from Spintires. It was one of my favorites, and like I said, I would have rebuilt this, but he did it already, so no point of rebuilding it again. Okay, and lastly, I had you make this models folder on the desktop. This is how you collect models, guys. So if I go to this, I'll show you what I got really quick. So these are all the models that I've collected over the years. Each folder has a ton of models in it, like that. I mean, I got so many models, it's absolutely insane. There's probably nothing I don't have. So, and how I got all these, you know, I got good friends that hooked me up. I've created a lot of them myself. I found a lot of them on mod websites and stuff. And I also collected a lot of them doing this. So when I download a Spintires map, I'm going to create a models folder, and I'm going to click on this, and I'm going to click on this, drag this over, and then I'm going to highlight that. Actually, no, I'm going to create, because these are rocks, so you can sit here and separate them too if the map has more than one custom object. But I'll create another folder in here and just call it rocks. And then I'm going to hold control, copy, whoops, do that again. Control, click, click, click. And then I'm going to drag these and just drop them right in the rocks folder. Just like that. And now we can get rid of this Terra Verde. And there, I started my collection of custom models. And I just click that, and you know it's rock. So if I find like a bridge, I'll create a new map, call it bridge. And I'll take the bridge model from whatever map I download, slide it right in here. And that's how I've collected all my models over the years. So that's pretty much it. So I don't think there's anything else I can tell you about how to do this. If you guys should run into any problems, just ask me down in the comments. I'll be happy to help. Any new mappers out there, I'm always excited to help you guys, because I was new once too, and I know how it is to have to ask people how to do stuff. If you're new to my channel, if you go to the playlist, and I got all kinds of tutorials on everything editor related, Mudrunner, the editor, creating maps. I got all of that stuff in there, so go ahead and check out my channel. But I think that's going to do it for this video, guys. I hope it helped somebody. If it did, please hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't, and I will talk to you again real soon.